Gachororo Moriega. Juja, Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hey, hebu salimiane hewani hivi nione watu wa Juja. Basi.
Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to our channel. Now if you want to look at the regions that are very dear to President William Ruto, the very top of them is Mount Kenya region. The GEMA community is so dear to him to an extent that if he hears a slight murmur from Mount Kenya, he has any slight dissent, he gives those murmurs and dissenting voices the very utmost attention. Now, there is a communique that has come out that he will have a 5-day tour of the Mount Kenya region. And it is coming at a time when the Mount Kenya community had started complaining. They do not have a political figure to speak on their behalf. They do not have somebody to be very robust in their activities, such that the history that they have been enjoying as Mount Kenya, you know, Mlima Kenya huonekana kwa umbali, that history is kind of appearing to them that it has been buried down. And so when they give out their cry, and William Ruto notices, he must plan perfectly well to go there. And for now, he is going to have 5 days. That is just like one complete week, you know, traversing Mount Kenya. They are saying that William Ruto is going there for projects. It is appearing to them that completing the projects that William Ruto had in plan for Mount Kenya region is becoming a hurdle. You look at how funds are supposed to be channeled, you know, they get lip service from the government. So in essence, William Ruto has neglected Mount Kenya, that stood with him through thick and thin, that he encroached and actually got attention from the people there. So what was from the ground was being aired through the failure of the projects to be completed. And so William Ruto has come out with a plan that is going to visit Mount Kenya. And if you look at the itinerary and you look at the to-do lists in every stop that he will be making, most of them are water projects, from one point to another water project, and then also focusing on the agricultural projects, which are actually very key to the Mount Kenya community. But I want us to look at the political significance, because that is exactly what we always do in this analysis. The political significance behind it. You know, I have noted that William Ruto only goes to Mount Kenya when he hears cries coming from all over. And there is one time when I was trying to tell you guys that it is appearing that William Ruto is finding no equilibrium to maintain all the regions as the president. But I want us to look at the political significance of this 5-day tour. And then we see the deductions that actually we can make from it, and then we call it a time. And in that case, ladies and gentlemen, if you are coming to the channel for the first time, please just give us a subscription, please. Just subscribe and God will bless you. And give this video a thumbs up. Just give it a like so that it reaches a wider audience. Now, if any region is supposed to be crying the loudest about their political mistake that they made, then it is Mount Kenya region, first of all. Because Mount Kenya region depended on William Ruto fully. In fact, that is the birthplace of the hustler nation.
Hapa bottom. Hapa chini, hapa bottom, alafu tuende up. Yani bottom, alafu up. Bottom up.
So, the promise that William Ruto took to them that generated the hustler narrative or the hustler nation, you know, a debate, Ruto neglected it. And so when these counties and the regions are crying the loudest, Mount Kenya is at the very top. The ground shifted all of a sudden. You look at how the Mount Kenya leaders have just been suffering in silence. Some of them cannot actually go and tell the people the truth about how the government is incapable of driving the project. And so they have just to sugarcoat. They have just to lie. So when the reality is coming on board, when the rubber is meeting the road, definitely it reaches a point when they say enough is enough. And to the whole nation, if a given region is supposed to stand up with the narrative of enough is enough, then Mount Kenya is better placed. So William Ruto must go to organize the political discourse, political dimension, because it is the political dimension that creates the narrative that we have for the government to perform perfectly well or fail perfectly well. So out of all these projects that he has enumerated that he's going to champion for, the politics behind them will take the center stage. He must go and persuade the people and tell them that I am the William Ruto was to you when I came to you for votes. Then the second thing that I want us to look at is harmonizing the leadership of Mount Kenya region. If you want to know where a crop of leaders are really striving to maintain their ground, then it is Mount Kenya region. Out of the leaders who are backing William Ruto from Mount Kenya region, you know, they are appearing that they are not development oriented like they told the people in the first place. And at the same time, William Ruto needs to go and solidify the leadership dimension of Mount Kenya. It is always a target for any serious political faction to look at Mount Kenya. Look at Azimio. When Azimio needed serious leaders to back up his mandamanos, to back up the demos, they started with Mount Kenya. When they needed radical voices to come up for the demos, to come up and, you know, contradict Ruto's regime, they had to go to Mount Kenya region. So there is something in Mount Kenya that when leaders unite, if the leaders come up with a common voice to back up a course of action, then it perfectly goes to its fruition. So William Ruto is going also to solidify the leadership dimension. Right now, what is coming out, these leaders, some of them can't even perform. Some of them are nowhere to be seen. No wonder President even sees them in his cabinet setting. They do not perform. So William Ruto must go back to the ground and tell the people that, you know, I am here as the man that the buck stops with. So by that, he's going to rebuild his brand. By that, he's going to rebuild his name. By that, he's going to make things right where things were not right. And as such, probably, he might regain his standing according to what he is wishing to get out of this trip.
Tumejipatia target ya December 31st. Tunataka ikifika December 31st, ile watu yote walikuwa wamepotea kwa Azimio na kusukumwa na kifua, wote tuunganishe, tulete nyuma ya Rais William Ruto, ndio mlima na Kenya isonge mbele.
And so this trip is a trip that we are going to put close eye to and see how it comes out and the eventual aftermath of it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you can always come back for more. We'll have more analysis and we'll have more deliberations on the same and more others. Have a great time. Let us meet in the next analysis.